Come out to the box.
You got it, son. You got it.
Listen, man. Hello, YouTube. Cheers. We having fun out here. My name is Bruce Lively.
Once again, I'm D-Boy Slim.
And welcome to The Basement, people. The Basement is the first daily hip-hop debate show. From Tuesday through Friday, we tackle the most intriguing topics in hip-hop culture and the world around it. And for you return viewers and fans of this show, we ask you to go check out our Patreon page. Consider helping us fund this awesome hip-hop debate show. And for like literally as low as $2 a month, you get extra debates, behind-the-scenes footage, and a bunch of other really cool gifts, including physical CDs and more. So check out our Team Box Cutter on Patreon and see if you want to become a partner of hip-hop's first daily debate show. Now, welcome back, Basement family. Last week, we presented the topic of the top 3 most important producers of all time. D-Boy chose DJ Premier and Pharrell as 3 and 2 respectively, am I right?
Yeah, what orders are the second and the third best producers of all time?
While I chose RZA and Timbaland likewise. So we have both left number 1 till today, and this is part 2 of the top 3 producers in hip hop. Stay tuned to the end. We have a bunch of shout outs from all the comments and are in the process of choosing from you up and coming artists to get an interview on the show. So stay tuned. Today's question, top 3 producers of all time, part 2. With that being said, let's go.
Come out to the box.
It's about more important things today, man. Number 1, producer.
Now let's get into it, man.
Number 1 producer
on a serious
most
level,
important all time.
We needed a whole show to dedicate to the best producer of all time, and it's only right. You know, he's laid down a career that is worthy of a whole show and that type of attention and acknowledgement. And with that, we won't hold y'all. My book and in Bruce's book, the best producer of all time is Dr. Dre.
Dr. Dre.
And in a lot of y'all books, I'm sure.
Chronicle. Dre Day.
We can start from the NWA days. We can go all the way up to the Slim Shady days.
Oh.
I'm gonna start with a few of the things that you might have missed. You know, this guy has made and even though the chemistry between him and the East Coast artists that he has tried to work with didn't always work out, the effort and what he tried to do and what he tried to lay down, now that I look back at it in retrospect, it's like he's nothing short of a genius. I've heard Warren G say this. I've heard Snoop Dogg say this. He's nothing short of a genius. If Ice Cube, I haven't heard too many interviews with Ice Cube about Dr. Dre, but I'm sure he'll say the same thing. This guy's a genius, and he's been that way. They say when he gets into the studio, he's probably the most no game, no playing, straight to business, and he's a perfectionist. Is the word I've heard time and time again when Dr. Dre is described and his process in the studio. He's a perfectionist, and you know,
man,
even though the firm was critically acclaimed and it probably didn't do what it was expected, and the effort he tried to put in to another Rakim album, it didn't quite work the way, and Rakim just says he attributes it to just lack of chemistry. Sometimes it's like that. You have the greatest rapper and the greatest producer, and sometimes the chemistry's not there. Still in all,
you can do that in basketball because you got two superstars,
two of the greatest players
on the team. It's actually less likely that that's gonna. Today now, that because of LeBron, people have seen that. But the truth is, in the history of basketball, when you do it like that, it's usually less likely to work because they can't work together, or for whatever reason, there's too many chiefs or whatever it is.
I tell you what, he's due, and it's okay Dr. Dre gets a pass. If a Rakim or a Nas project didn't work or whatever, he gets a pass. And why does he get a pass? Because he's executive produced probably two to three of the most classic albums ever made in hip hop. Period. The reason why we were joking, and Bruce could tell you after the show, he might put a little skit in there for y'all, and let y'all know we were joking about record labels and labels that came out the 90s and who might have had the best run and whatnot. And I couldn't help but think, like, that Death Row run was crazy. And damn near single-handedly lifting up the whole West Coast or putting the whole West Coast on his back was Dr. Dre. You can't attribute it to just one artist, because you had the NWA that transitioned into the Death Row, which was the Snoop Dogg's and the Tupacs. And even after that, when Suge said, nah, this is my label, this and that, I'm going to run it the way I want to run it, Dre said, you know what? You got it. Don't worry about it. Went on, signed a kid named by the name
Take the music
of Slim Shady,
and I'll make more.
A white boy from obscurity in Michigan, in Detroit, and he's considered one of the best rappers of all time. The common denominator in all of this classic music and legendary, iconic status from these artists is Dr. Dre.
Facts.
And this is why, in my book, I'll wait until it's my turn again. We'll let Bruce go, but I won't even get into the acting. Dre beats. Like, we won't wait.
I'll tell you what, man. I'm glad. I'm gonna let you get into all of that, because I'm gonna talk about one thing, which is what I consider to be my expertise: engineering, sound production. I'm gonna let you get into the songs, to the classics, to the multiples of classics, to label ownership, to acting. I could do an entire show on his bass drum sound. And I'm not lying. I can do an entire show on his version of compression on the snare drum. Every producer, ask him. If you are an artist at all, go to your studio, find the engineer, and ask him what he thinks about Dr. Dre's mixing and production. He's the best of all time. No question. Ask any music engineering or technology magazine if they've done an interview with him. I'm sure they have, because he's the best of all time. The reason why he has Dr. Dre beats, the reason why they decided to come out with an earphone with him, was because his sound is so classic, so worldwide known. His engineering and his mix is so great, fantastic, and outstanding and different, that they knew that if they could just get his ear on the sound of a speaker, they could make billions. And they did.
How genius is that?
Not shoes, not t-shirts, not Ciroc.
What's the story behind? You ever hear the story behind the Dre beat?
What happened was
Aveen came to him.
I
was like, yo, I need your opinion on this here.
Well, what he did was he got samples,
right,
of a whole bunch of them, and he was like, yo, we could do something with this. He said, I want Dre involved. He said, I want Dre involved, as you said. They sat there with samples, listened to each one of them. Dre was like, nah, let me do it. This could be tweaked. The highs, no. The frequency range in this, maybe if the plastic was a little bit thinner so that it could resonate more. Maybe if that was Dre. What else?
I mean,
engineering genius.
We can speak on how he's a genius on so many levels. It just dawned on me the fact that Aveen was a common denominator in a lot of that West Coast progression and taking it to another level himself.
Because he saw the genius in Dre.
This is the one time you'll see me and him agree on that. That he took the words out of my mouth. He was intelligent enough to know, let this guy do what he does. I'm not gonna. I don't have to do anything.
A wise man says, you have to know when to fall back.
I respect the guy who knows to
It's
put
not
the
even
guy
about me.
to put the guy that knows what he's doing in charge. You gotta respect that guy, and so I respect that because it just dawned on me. It was Aveen at Interscope that distributed Death Row Records. And even after Dr. Dre said, you know what, I'm out of here. I can't take no more what's going on at Death Row. Aveen said, relax.
I got you.
I got you.
Listen, people.
That's genius.
Go ahead. I already said what I gotta say. I can do it. I can do a technological show for you if you like it. You leave it down there.
And you hit it on the head because, you know, like I said, his sound in itself, that is the reason that there's a Dre Beats. The sound, it's just different. It's just different. I don't know any other way to explain it. If it was that easy, then every producer would have a sound like that. Or sounds like that. Not only that, we've seen him progress and we've seen him evolve over the years himself. So when you had the NWA sound and you had Straight Outta Compton and hits like that, he evolved when Death Row came around and he was sampling the Parliament beats of the 70s with the mixing it in with that flavor that told a story of LA, Crenshaw, Compton, and Long Beach where you had Snoop. The guys, I mean, and he recreated his sound as he got Eminem.
Oh.
The Eminem sound and Aftermath sound, Dr. Dre, sounds nothing like Snoop Dogg in the Dog Pound Death Row, Dr. Dre.
I never seen nothing like it.
So you're dead on when you say the sound is just it's unparalleled. Like I said, this guy, whereas the Puffs and the Jays went to make their own liquor, they made their own clothes. Dre went a different way. Dre is in Hollywood. Dre has, I think he co-produced or had something to do with that NWA movie. Him and Ice Cube.
Yeah.
And Gary, whatever the guy's name was. And so, I mean, I don't know what else we can say.
There's not much more to say, man. Let's get to these shout outs. There's not much more to say. Like this.
Dre's the best producer.
Dre's the best.
Of all time.
I don't even want to hear your comments.
I challenge anybody to tell me different. If you feel that we're wrong about that and we missed the producer or we slept on the producer, we're talking hip hop, y'all. Name me a better producer, please. Enlighten me. Damn near everything was hand crafted by Dr. Dre.
Artisanal crafted.
Yeah, Dr. Dre.
He's an artisan. He built it out of his own hands.
Dr. Dre.
Listen, Proper Status 24, new subscriber. Appreciate you, man. Faith Robinson, another new subscriber. Thank you so much, there. Picasso Payne, another new subscriber. Thank you. This weekend was crazy, so we're just going to go down the line. The Legends, KC. He said, oh my, snitching though? Of course, he was talking about Troy Ave.
And we might touch on that again. He just did an interview with the Breakfast Club. Kind of trying to fill in little holes without having to specifically talk about the case. But, hey, we appreciate that.
That's what's up. Listen, the Legend KC, we're going to hit you back too. Thank you for your comment. Clark Jones said, yo, I love the chemistry. It's just the right energy. The vibe is on point. I will definitely be tuning in again.
We appreciate that.
Appreciate that, man. Thank you, Clark Jones. Time to work. That's seeing you about the 4th, 5th time now. Tax Stone is clinically insane.
Facts.
He told a story of how he first got shot, bullying someone he didn't think was with it. Then he does the exact same thing to Troy Ave and expected a different result. I feel bad for both of them. Good show, fellas. Of course, Bruce won. Facts. Time to work. Appreciate that. Bloods, Crips, and Essays yet again. Bruce's points are all valid. D-Boy is right about the paperwork factor. A snitch label can get you killed. Can't accuse somebody of that. You gotta have the paperwork to back it up.
That's a fact.
If you a gangster, you can't be talking nobody's taking nobody's stand. If you a killer and a gangster, these are two different things. You handle the situation in the streets, not a courtroom. Either that or give it to God, you dig? Was Troy shooting with his own gun or did he take old boy's gun? I think that was just a question at the end. And I believe it was homeboy's gun, wasn't it? He said he took the gun.
Yeah.
So All right, man. Blood's Crystal Essays, once again, completely on point. Appreciate that. This is the longest one. DZ Kush 904. I said I would read the whole thing, and so I will. And hopefully we can keep this short. D-Boy Slim, you're wrong on this one, fam. The letter that tax lawyers sent to the judge basically said if my client and Troy on the same charge, why my client can't get bail. Remember, he was about to bond out $500,000 bail, and last minute prosecutor said we can't give him bond because someone is trying to kill Troy. And did anybody forget that Troy admitted he punched Tax first? So think about it. If we beef and I punch you and then you shoot me and I kill my friend, then I snitch. After that, what part of the game is that?
Listen, it's a situation, like I said, that has a uniqueness to it. People are saying this is snitch. A snitch to me is black and white. When you can show on paper that he's made statements and cooperated and given up information. A video and a rap album doesn't constitute it at all. It doesn't, and I'm not validating any or condoning any snitching. However, the letter part about it, I think you're slightly inaccurate or off. Check the facts. He just did the breakfast interview saying that indeed Tax's lawyer implicated him, saying Troy Ave is the bad guy. I didn't do anything. This is what the letter said. Check it out. But again, you on point, and what you're saying is definitely solid. We appreciate you, DZ Kush.
DZ Kush 904, keep commenting, man. It's people like you why we do this show as well. MG Sacrifice. I like that name, I can't lie. Dope topics every time, real content. Once again, salute to you, brother. Appreciate that, MG Sacrifice.
Yo, we appreciate y'all paying attention out there too.
Hey, man. Feezy Production, nice show, bro. Thank you very much. And Chaos, Khaos. I'm guessing that's how we pronounce it. It says he gave us your Facebook and he was looking for an interview too. Listen, up and coming artists, we're doing this. We're trying this out. I told them to hit me up. So many of them hit me up that it's going to take a while to sort everybody out. But get your chance right there in those comments, man. If you're up and coming, we'll give you a little interview, give you a little shine, give you a little light, and see what it's all about, man. We'll be honest with you, and that's what's up. Anyway, everybody, I'm not going to rename them all. You heard your name. You got the shout out. You deserved it. Appreciate you from the basement, people. Get the beats.
100. Keep subscribing. Keep leaving comments. We appreciate all of them. We out of here.
Peace.
That's why we got this show.
That's the point.
Niggas argue about anything. Just for the sake of debate, he starts defending Silk the Shop.
Right. Just saying people want it.
That's for the sake of debate, like this guy. Nigga never listen to Silk the Shocker in his life.
All I know
niggas bought Silk
niggas
the Shocker.
bought it though. That's
like, I know niggas that was buying Silk. You right.
I know one or two.
You got it, my nigga. You right. That's just, you know. You got it.
You know, I didn't have to like it. I'm just telling you.
Wise man told me you gotta know when to say you're right. You're right, son. I don't know what you want me to do.
It's my fault being right now. That was my fault for being right.
What you want me to tell you?
Check it out.
You're right. People bought Silk the Shocker. Yo, over Silk the Shocker.